Hello everyone, how are we all doing today?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tomorrow to everyone.
Good welcome.
So we're back at the podcast piece with Tass down here,
This week.
Anis down over there, and Goldie Roger just asleep right here in the corner. So how's it? Alright, how have you all been?
Average.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
I mean, average is good for this current climate, so yeah, good, I guess.
I was going to say, I thought you've been looking forward to this week forever, Tass.
Yeah, it's my favourite week.
Since episode 1, you've been sat there going, I can't wait for this one, I can't wait for this one.
I have started the works of a project of making a One Piece globe.
Mm-hmm. Right.
With the Grand Line and the islands and the seas and the Red Line. Mm-hmm. This week, like, I've employed the wife to help me do it. So how good it's going to be, I'm unsure yet, but
it's quite an interesting.
I've never seen one exist before, so it's going to take a lot of research and a lot of work. But I think it's a project I'm looking forward to.
Wasn't it a couple of weeks ago you said you had a map of like someone during the world? Yeah, like a 3D one.
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
I can't remember what it was or the website.
Paulo.
Hello, Paulo. Thank you very much for popping in. Really appreciate it, pal.
Hello.
Send you some hearts in the chat.
But yeah, I've got a map, so I have a rough idea of what it is. But then the difficulty is transferring that from a flat 2D map surface to a 3D globe-like surface.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're carving it in as well, and.
Well, my original plan was as a start, I'm just going to get a globe already, like a normal Earth one, paint it white, probably acrylic, because I know you can draw on top of acrylic paint, and then take it from there and see how it goes.
Have you thought about just using primer, and like obviously primer's used for like what you use for anything general?
Yeah, but I don't have primer, and I've already got acrylic.
That's a fair point then.
So
I have this ready available.
Yeah. That was my thinking behind that, but yeah, enough about my random goings on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like every week we do that, don't we? We tangent onto some crap I've got going.
It's One Piece related. It's fine.
Yeah,
for once it's One Piece related. So yeah, so this week we are talking about two lovely arcs. We've got the lovely G-8, which no sarcasm there at all. And then we've got this beautiful man right here. Look at that.
The greatest arc in One Piece history.
I mean, look at the smile on his face. No, just going to point out before we actually came in, we're in a different chat in Discord just talking. Silver was just sat there and he saw us put him. I said, "Shall I put him up?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "You should." Anis walks in, he starts laughing, going, "Oh God." And then Tass comes in and he said, "Why is he there? Take him down."
Take him down.
And the worst bit is we still have our scoreboard that's not even on the board.
It disgusts me.
I'm sorry it triggers you. But yeah.
It doesn't trigger me, it damn shoots me.
You know what the worst bit is? I've done it on purpose as well. It's on an angle. It's not even straight. Just like the character, he's just a bit wonky, a bit bizarre.
A bit wonky.
A bit quirky, shall we call it, even though it's not my hero. But yeah. Since we're going through, hey, at least that's like we joke. Since we're going through order, if I remember correctly, G8 is before Foxy.
Correct.
It is, yes.
It is. Brilliant. I'm not a complete idiot. So yeah, G8, I remember in G8, straight off the bat, straight from the fall from Skype here. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Straight from the fall, in the middle of a base that's surrounded by walls.
I just want to bring up one little point. Usopp.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's quick thinking when the ship starts to actually fall, and he puts them little octopus weird shoes, and he walks down the bottom of the ship and puts a load of breath dials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Across, I don't know what the bottom of the ship's called. But anybody?
Keel.
I don't know. The bottom.
The bottom of the ship. That's all it is.
Bit that goes across. The bit that's knackered when you find out later.
Yeah.
But he puts a load of breath dials on that to slow the descent down.
I've got a feeling Tass is going to go Google what that is, and that's going to be our question later on next week.
I want to say stern.
I think it's like the spine of the ship, basically, isn't it? It's like where everything's connected to. Damn it, Heather. I shouldn't have the sound effects on. Yeah, that's going to give us a heart attack at some point throughout this. So, yeah. The heel.
Keel.
The keel. Close.
Yeah.
No. But yeah. Brilliant idea from Usopp there. Again, say it every week. Underrated as hell. Underrated.
Yeah.
All the way through. Does so many amazing things. And I can't wait next week when we talk about it.
Was just a little nod to show, oh, look, we've got these dials.
Mm-hmm.
This is friggin' cool.
Exactly. Yeah. And the fact that it's always thinking on...
We can do new stuff now that people down here don't know.
And he's thinking on his feet.
With Sky Island, you don't know about dials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's thinking on his feet. You know, one thing that Usopp's good at. Thinking on his feet, planning things out and getting things sorted. Doing the thing, basically, straight off the bat.
While screaming all the way through it.
Mm-hmm. As he always does.
Yeah, he's not known for his
courage.
Courage. I was trying to think of a different word, but yeah, we'll go with courage.
Yeah, courage.
Oh, God. Hello, Goldie Roger.
Hello, Roger.
I'm struggling today.
So, yeah. And I like it's a bit more of a relaxing episode, G8, than the rest of them, because it is that fun arc, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's that's the thing as well, this is what's unique, because it's a filler arc, and we've glossed over a lot of filler arcs that have already been, and we haven't mentioned them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because there was Nelson Royal with Eric the Weasel, with his wind Kamehitachi throat, that we didn't mention. That was pre-Grand Line.
Sorry, guys. 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
We'll carry on without you.
The Pirate King needs a wee.
He needs to be free to run the...
NANI? Taking the piss, isn't he?
I forgot I've got Nanny on there as well.
Yeah. So, yeah. I forgot what I was saying now.
You're saying about glossing over a few of the other filler arcs?
Filler arcs in general, we haven't really touched, but I think that the three of us feel strongly that this arc was deserving of being in there.
I think because if you look at them all, you look at all of the arcs, all of them have an important role, and then when you look at the filler arcs, these two do stand out in one way or another.
Foxy technically isn't filler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true, but
I mean, he
expanded story
again and again and again.
Mm-hmm.
He's yeah, but enough said about that till we get later. Because...
but yeah, like I said, and to be honest, the G8 isn't actually filler because like you see him in Marineford as well.
Yeah, but that's also just because they've added him in. He wasn't there in the anime, in the manga.
It would have been awesome if he was.
Yeah, it was a good little touch though, putting him in that, because they didn't have to.
No, absolutely not.
And they did.
I absolutely love when they did it though. Like, it just shows, like, even though he is not canon, it just shows that they brought in everyone. They brought in everyone they could to basically do that war. But going back to G8, it is just the fun arc. Like, one of my favourite scenes on it is when Luffy's just behind that marine and he's just doing this all the way through and just like dodging him. And it was just like...
And then he's just like...
and he's just playing ninja.
One of the there's a scene in this arc as well, what always makes me chuckle. It's when Usopp's coming up with a plan of who's going to go where and who's going to do what. And he says to Sanji, Sanji and Nami are going to go there. And Sanji's like, yes! I remember watching it through with Katie, my wife, and the first time she's seen that, she laughed for about 10 minutes. I had to keep rewinding it to rewatch it. I think about 4 or 5 times we watched it just laughing.
It's just one of those things that everyone splits up. It's just a Scooby-Doo moment. Everyone split up in search of clues on how to get out.
And it is quite, like, they are quite sort of mix and match. Like, there's certain ones that you kind of feel would go together, but they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't, at this point, I wouldn't have put, like, Luffy and Sanji together.
Mm-hmm.
Like Luffy and Zoro together.
Yeah. I mean, I would put Luffy and Sanji.
Sanji would have been funny.
Yeah, I would put Luffy and Sanji together, being that Sanji would do things right and make sure things are done, and he'd keep an eye on him, and Luffy would just go off the rails.
Which is exactly what happened.
Yeah,
he was trying to keep him under control.
Sanji made 100 meals out of basically leftovers, and then Luffy ate 100 meals out of
the leftovers.
That was the bit I was going to come up for my favourite part of this arc. It's just the fact that it's like, I tell you,
like I said, just it is amazing, and it's one of those things. I don't know if it is, but Nux Taku. I don't know if you've seen him on YouTube. He does like the biggest flex in anime. To me, he does like that episode should be in there. Just purely Sanji sat there like, oh, he's got these 100 chefs fighting it out, doing all these amazing meals, and then he just sat there and goes, right, hold my spoon. I've got this. Just come in. Got this. He said, saying, goes, right, you know, all that food you wasted, there's 100 meals made out of it. And then just does that speech in the end of it, even though we're in the middle of war and we have military funding, doesn't mean that we can be wasteful for food and we must use everything. And it just shows off Sanji's character because he's been in that situation on the Baratie that they do get limited amount of food coming in, and the limited amount of food they get in, they have to make it last until the next shipment, and then we don't know whether that could be a month, 2 months. You know what I mean? There could be a pirate attack that stops it, so they've got to use everything they can to keep the boat afloat. You know, bad pun intended, to keep the boat afloat and all.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Hey, Tass is laughing. I'll go away. But yeah, like, to be honest with you, I forget, like, because I remember Luffy and Sanji straight away. I remember, like, I remember Chopper getting away with it. I remember, like, Luffy meeting the G8 guy, taking the food to him. And he's just taking the food off his own plate. But I'm going to be honest, I can't remember what Zoro did in that arc. Like, as soon as he got arrested.
Yeah, he got arrested
because Nami took his swords off him because he was going to fight some Marines. He was just walking around the base. So Nami threw his swords in a tree, and Zoro jumped over the edge to try to get him. And then fell into the sea and got caught by them all. And he was in the jail when Usopp then got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And they were there because Robin took over. I think he was called Major Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
And you might want to check that for me on the wiki if that's right.
That
Shepherd he was called. Yeah, and Robin took his identity. And then while they were in jail, Usopp tried to say to him, "Oh, you're one of our team. You're Condoriano."
Mm-hmm.
But that's the other bit as well. Just going back slightly there, whilst she's dressed up as Shepherd, Usopp because they're in the commander's office. Usopp comes in and just like, "Oh, I'm with her," and she's like, "I have no idea who you are." What? No.
That was the right thing to do for her though, because if she'd went, "Oh, yeah, he is," it would have instantly blown any cover.
Yeah, that's
instantly.
It.
But instead, she was like, "He's not with me."
All the while she's got shades on and a cheeky little smile on.
Mm-hmm.
I had him in a One Piece game I was playing on my phone not so long back. I had my name as Con Di Oriano from this one. That was a nice little thing I liked because I think Zoro noted him, didn't he? Like,
yes, he literally he's screaming bloody murder that he's the special investigator, and then Usopp's going over and being like, what's his name again?
Condiments.
Condiano, and it's just like, oh, come on, you can't remember me, you can't remember my face, and he's like poking him with his nose, and then he's just like, and then Zoro just comes up and goes, "Oh, Condiano, boom, shut up, you're getting on my nerves.
I could imagine like Luffy just meeting him and goes, "Oh, he's just going to call him condiments because you know he's always about the food."
Yeah, he would have always, yeah.
Because like you said, I mean, like as many other people, he just names after food and just shortens the names because he can't remember them. Trafalgar Law, one of them.
Here's a question: do you remember what the chef was called? The woman who was the head chef.
No,
I do. I do, but that's only because I've got the wiki up.
And I watched
the YouTube video today. I
think Jessica.
It is Jessica, yes.
Yes.
Point for Tass then.
No points. I don't get points.
Yeah.
I've got one of them heads that remembers stuff, doesn't it?
And I've got a question for you two. Who is she in a relationship with?
She's married to Jonathan the captain.
Jonathan.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
You can't steal my answer when I've just said it.
I mean, I knew it was to do with Jonathan, but yeah. Oh, man. But yeah,
you cheating little toe rag.
But yeah, it is like I said, it's a very short arc as well. There's like I said, there's not a lot in terms of battles here. It is more of like a game of chess. Like that's how Jonathan basically portrays it. Is they're playing chess, and he's like, And this is, I think, is one of the scariest features. If he was canon, should we say, and he was in the place, I think he'd be a higher rank. Purely, like, it might not be combat strength, but in terms of military tactician, he had them down to the wall, nails to the wall, and absolutely.
The only reason he didn't succeed was because of the dials, which
he had no evidence of.
Like, you couldn't think that ship will fly out of here.
Yeah.
Nobody would think that. Nobody in the right, like, ever.
Absolutely not. And that's the thing. Like, it's one of those things that if he knew about it, he probably would have had a plan to take it out. Like, he probably would have took the dials himself, or he would have, basically had him in his office, done something to get away from him.
It's also like he's such a great character because he's not just this big brute. Like, he doesn't have a devil fruit. He doesn't have, as you say, he doesn't have the strength. He doesn't have this, but he's got this brilliant mind to go. Well, they're going to go there, and then they're going to go there, and then they're going to do this. So I'll do that.
Exactly, and I think that just shows how much he researches people and shows how much information is a key here for him.
If there's one weakness Luffy has, it's brains.
I mean, even Jonathan knew as soon as he brought the food, he knew it was going to be Luffy. Like, he sat there like...
He will definitely fall for easy laid traps. Just because, oh, look at that, somebody left some food, I'm going to eat that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean...
Follow by the neck.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Like, oh, do you want, like, someone to take his hat, pick his hat up off the floor and be like, oh, that's mine. Put a bit of sea prism around the inside of it, put it on his head, and be like, oh, gone. Straight off the bat. Exactly.
That's not a bad idea. That's a good little plan.
And then he wouldn't physically take the hat off. It's like, we need to take your hat off so you have your power and you can move. No, I'm okay, thanks. Don't touch the hat. That is like...
Take it out.
Yeah.
Like, Nami, fix my hat again.
Another little bit that I've just brought up there. Little bit of fun is when the Marines see Chopper, they discover him, and it's like, hey, look, it's a good luck Tanuki, get him. And then he ends up
poor Chopper.
Yeah, and then he ends up magically transported, ironically, to the medical center where he meets Dr. Kabato, who is
scared of blood.
Is scared of blood. And she's the only doctor on site.
It's
like,
when it's just been a fucking crash as well. Like the ship's just come through a massive storm and loads of people are injured and need surgery.
Yeah. It's like,
this is the thing.
My voice, then? Did you hear that?
Yeah, it just went high pitched. This is the thing I absolutely love about the crew, though. Like Sanji, Chopper, they all find the way to their role and their crew, and they don't care who it is. Like, they're like, well, no, my honour as a chef's being challenged, I will take it on, even though it's not me they're thinking of. And Chopper's like, I don't care if you're a good guy, bad guy, whoever, you need healing, you need saving.
That's always been Chopper's MO.
Exactly, and it just proves how far they go as an individual and their character. Even though they know these people are hunting them and trying to kill them, they're still doing the job. And the food quality as well, when they're all like, these food's amazing in the mess hall, and like eating and smashing it all through. And then Sanji's like, they finally leave the crew and they're like, we don't have any morals, we don't have any motivation. It doesn't matter, take his recipe, we have to use it to keep them all at high morale. And that, like, it was just like, it just proves like how different a level of cook Sanji is compared to everyone. It's like, just, if we had a list for tiers of cooks, we're not doing that. I don't think.
No. Like, there's not enough. Oh, you've got him, and you've got that.
No, I was thinking just do a cross anime. Get Sanji, get what's that Food Wars one? Toriko, that's it. Toriko. The Chef Wars.
I mean, really, you can't put Sanji in the same group as somebody who is the main character in a show about cooking. Like,
that's fair. You can't put someone against Sanji. That's not fair for them. But yeah.
The other thing I'm just sort of like, as I say, just quickly like darting through, and it is like the sort of like they're trying to sneak around, and then when they do get discovered, it's sort of like, right, shit, we've been discovered. We've got to run to the Mary and get away. So they run to the Mary, and then they meet up, and then they're like, shit, where's this? Where's these people? Run back. Go and find them. And it's like, shit, we found them. Go back to the Mary. Oh, shit, we haven't got the gold. Where's the
We haven't
gold?
got the treasure. We'll go and get it back. And I just love the point where he's like, oh, so are you trying to leave now? And Luffy just goes, I'll go when I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
That's a
You
brilliant one.
don't tell me when I'll leave when I want to leave. And right now, I don't want to leave anymore.
Because I've got food. Oh.
You know, like when you've had a drink and you've drank enough, and they go, I think you've drank enough. Don't think so.
Yeah, I'll tell you when I've drank enough.
You'd think you've drank enough, and you're sat there going, oh yeah, I've had enough. But as soon as somebody says you've had enough, you haven't had enough.
No,
No.
you go and get another one.
Yeah, I can have more.
It's one of it's just like the entire part of One Piece. Like, it's just, if I remember correctly, did Zoro get lost in this arc as well? Like when he was running back to the ship.
He got arrested, so he couldn't get lost.
Yeah.
He was just wandering around the base
I
in the
mean-
open and got arrested quite sharp.
I was going to say, from when they ran back to the ship though, and then had to go back for the treasure, did Zoro actually get lost at that point? Because that would be the one.
I don't think he did in this arc. I don't think there's enough place to get lost.
I mean,
I think
he got lost in small towns.
You can beg your pardon?
He did. He gets lost in it all the time though, even when someone's guiding
He
him. And,
does.
yeah, even if someone's with him, he's running down a path with. Oh God, what was the episode where he's running down the path with like two other people, and then they start talking to each other, and they go, "Where's Zoro gone?" And he's just
running backwards. Yeah.
I think it was either Dressrosa, or I think it was just before they got split up.
Well, Dressrosa, he had the little fucking fairy thing with him,
Yeah.
didn't he? And he kept saying to him, "Turn left," and he turned.
No, that's not your left. And then what was oh God, what was? I'm trying to remember what it is now. I'll figure it out. I'm going to find the episode and I'm going to post it for us on the. Yeah. Speaking of which, we will just put in chat podcast piece. Excellent. Over at podcast piece on Twitter. Give us a shout. Come over and say hi.
Ooh, I forgot about. I haven't checked that in a couple of days.
Oof.
Podcast piece on Twitter. Podcast piece is the channel on YouTube. 4 episodes up. This is number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Shameless plug. Thank you. Get up.
Exactly. Got to get that in there. Can't forget. I should just put it on screen. Don't forget to follow us at podcast piece, and then we just won't forget about it.
Right across the middle.
Aye, animated. But yeah, like I said,
the episode, like towards the end, where they're all on the ship, and then it's just sort of like, right, okay, how are we going to escape? Because all the fangs of G8 have shown. It's like, oh, well, we've got the impact dials, we've got the flame dials. If we can find that octopus, we can reinflate him. We can over the water. And they're like, yes, find the octopus. Oh, wait, we don't have the octopus. We don't have the octopus. Luffy shows up. I have the octopus. He has the octopus. He has the octopus. Oh, he has the octopus. He's like, oh, hang on, I'll just get it, while he puts his hands down his pants.
Oh God,
they're gold. Like, why there?
I'm going to say though, like, little foreshadowing.
He reacts by just going, "What do you mean?
Where else am I going to put it?"
Yeah,
I haven't got pockets.
I don't have a shirt on. I mean,
I think that's the next best thing. Didn't have any pockets. Where do you want me to put it?
I do like the fact that it's a little bit foreshadowing to what we get to see in like Ennis Lobby, end of Ennis Lobby as well, because that isn't
pockets.
Yeah. Oh, with the flying, that whole flying path with the ship.
Oh yeah, with the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought you meant because he later got pockets on his trousers when he went to Ennis Lobby and he put meat in them.
Oh.
Yes.
Aye, that would be meat pockets.
So shall we move on to the ranking of Jonathan?
Yes.
Let's
get him up here. So Jonathan, I think the thing is, this is a tricky one, because I would class him a little bit higher than quite a few people here. But he doesn't have, as far as we know, any combat strength. Physique-wise, he's got physical strength, as you can see. But I mean, look at Captain Jack here. You know what I mean? Captain Morgan here. Sorry,
Captain Jack.
Captain Jack, Captain Morgan.
Morgan Spice.
Exactly, Morgan Spice. He's not really. He's got power, but he's not really that strong. I would say personally, I'd put him on a Shibukai level. I don't think physically.
I'd say the same.
I would agree with that. He maybe doesn't have the strength, but he certainly has the smarts to outwit everyone.
Exactly.
Everyone below.
Exactly.
Is he a lieutenant? Is he a lieutenant?
I think he's a. Well, he was the commander of the base, wasn't he?
Oh, was he base commander?
He was base commander.
So, I think, like you said, I think I would put him stronger in Bucky. I don't know about you guys. I don't think he'd be able to fight someone like Arlong or Smoker in a fight, but I think he'd be able to outmaneuver them in a fight, like know how to beat them.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I think that's right. He'd outsmart Buggy.
Definitely outsmart Buggy.
Yeah, because Buggy's a dopey little dimwit, isn't he?
I mean,
clown.
Yeah.
Doken or Buggy.
So yeah, I'd say that's absolutely spot on that.
But yeah, I definitely think, like you said, Jonathan is quite powerful. I mean, I would have loved to see him fight. I would have loved to see him do like a good fight scene and just show that he's not just all brains and showing a bit of brawn. But we can't just assume that he has that because, I mean, look at the list. We've got Buggy on there. You know, he's brain but no brawn on there with his buggy balls.
Yeah, but also in the same sentiment, he got Zorro and Usopp arrested and got the entire Straw Hat crew stranded from his chair.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Didn't have to lift a finger.
And if he was in the Control of Marine Ford, it would have went a lot nicer. Just saying.
I don't know, like...
I mean, if you look at the crew and everyone that went, there's a lot of intel on people. And he had a lot of intel on... He had a little intel on the Straw Hats anyway, and he predicted their movements perfectly. For someone like Whitebeard, for someone like... I'm just going to swap the camera back. For someone like Whitebeard and his crew.
But the thing is, he couldn't have predicted any of what happened.
He couldn't have predicted, no.
All of them coming, all of the New World Pirates, Little Oars Jr., no way to predict that.
True.
And then you've got to think all of a sudden everybody's falling out of the sky from Impel Down.
I think the Impel Down would have been the one point where he probably would have... Yeah,
there's too many variables to say it would have been better if Jonathan was there because he knows the Straw Hats, because there was only Luffy, and you don't know how to act in that.
I don't mean just Luffy, I mean like versus planning a fight against Whitebeard pirates.
Yeah, but tactically. You can't sit there and say that Jonathan knows more about Whitebeard than Sengoku.
True. Sengoku has fought with Whitebeard from pirates.
It's the reason that he's the fleet admiral of the Marines. And also the reason why he was written into the story by Oda and not added in by the animators separately.
Aye. So we've got Jonathan as Shichibukai. Where would you rate the arc?
Probably about
the same. Yeah, I'd say about Shichibukai as well, because it's not a bad arc. It's not canon, obviously, in any sense, but it is quite a chillaxed arc. It's not too serious, especially coming from Skype here. And then all the arcs beforehand, which has all been about fight, and this has just been a flip of the switch where it's like, okay, this is going to be more tactical.
Yeah.
And it's been a little bit nicer to chill to, and it's one of those things. If I see this episode, I will actually go back and watch it because I generally do like it.
A nice change of pace, wasn't it?
Exactly.
What do you think, Anis?
Yeah, I agree with that. It would certainly be Shibukai or one higher, but that would be it.
What's above Shichibukai?
It's Admiral.
Admiral.
And then it's the Yonko, and then we have the Pirate King. But yeah, absolutely. I know the fun thing is as well, I'm just going to go back to this tier list. If you've noticed by the tier list, we haven't rated anything Pirate King yet. And that's the key word being yet.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to Foxy. Shall we just straight away just put him up there right now?
Yeah, get him up there.
Straight up there.
Straight up the top. Come
Right.
on.
I'll just turn it off and go.
Oh. Oh. Hey, Midnight, how you doing, buddy?
Boy.
How's it going, Midnight?
Down, man. Definitely hunt yourself.
Worst bit, he knows where I live. He doesn't know where you live on this road.
Yeah.
You're safe for
Oh,
now.
come on. No, let's be serious. We all know
Right.
where Foxy fully belongs, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's not on the board. He's in the bin.
Hmm. But yeah. But look at the smile. If we're rating smiles, we've got to give him at least a 1. Make him feel good about himself. Because you know, last time, first,
As long as it's a fucking dying star.
it's just the first thing I think of when I see that and you start insulting him is the fact when they're like, oh God, we've won. Who is he going to pick? Obviously they're going to pick me. I'm the captain. And they're like, oh, we should just take them and that'll disband the crew. Like, no, we don't want him. Just all like, it's just like a row of Luffy, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp all just sat in a line going, no, we don't want him. Just completely. No. But yeah, how are you doing, Midnight? Anyway, in the chat. But yeah.
And then there's also like the bits like where I can't remember what the name of the game is, but Usopp and Nami do Operation High and Fall, Laugh and Fall, or something like that, and then like Usopp's like hurling abuse at him to make him go, oh, get him depressed.
Yeah.
And Nami's saying, oh, he's great. He's just like,
Oh man, it's like it is a fun episode in the sense of there's just some comedy moments in it.
Yeah, there's some fun things happen. I just don't like Foxy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like if we took Foxy out of the entire arc, I think it would be a good arc.
The reason why I have I think somebody said it last week. It's misplaced.
Mm-hmm.
It's an arc. Like it probably could have fit in just before Skype here.
Yeah.
You know, because they just had people join after Arabasta. You know, you've just got because through the Arabasta arc, you get Chopper and Robin join just after Arabasta. So had the Davy back fights happened then, and seeing Luffy go to the extent he did to get Robin back into the crew when they chose her first.
Yes.
Absolutely.
For me, then it would have added a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Especially when the next big arc after this is all about getting Robin back again.
Yeah.
It was misplaced, and there was some really funny bits in it. There's some really good points, but I think as a whole, the arc didn't improve anything storyline wise. Sorry.
It does. I will raise you 1 point. It actually does well. We get to see Afro Luffy, the power of the Afro.
Yeah, but we don't see it again. That's what's annoying. Like, why did he keep the Afro?
How is he not keeping it? You're keeping it until we get Foxy, the final return in the new world. Imagine Foxy in the new world. Oh God, why is it there?
It's an Afro.
Oh God.
But I mean,
imagine that.
Oh God.
I mean, it goes to show though when they include like the Foxy's right hand man and woman, like the gorilla guy, like every time he gets depressed, Hamburg, he keeps on like, oh, he always gets depressed. He literally takes the piss out of his own captain.
I mean, to be fair, none of their crew was supposed to be there. Let's be honest, that none of their crew was actually there by choice. They were all there because they lost to that guy. And let's be honest, like I said, he does misuse his devil fruit. Like, if he used his devil fruit in more ways, he probably would have done a hell of a lot better. And mastered it.
Like, there's so much that he could do.
So much more he could have done with it rather than I'll use it, hit you, and then run away.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite cool. He slows down the cannonball and then shots the little plane thing on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me of Kizaru.
I don't understand how you could lose that fight if you can do that and stop them dead in front of you. Just stab him in the head.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, he's wearing spiked gloves. For fuck's sake.
I mean,
Let me do that, right? And then do the same with the knife, and then freeze the knife going at them. And then when they awaken, boom.
yeah. I mean, like,
It's easy
it's
with
just-
that. How do you lose?
it's just like I said, really.
Oh,
It's one of those things that gets really annoying. But the first thing I think of when he stops the cannonballs is it's just a forward call to Kizaru.
Somebody at the door.
No worries.
Right, no.
But Kizaru, when he's just riding the cannonball into what's it called? What's it called? Shibori Island before they split up.
Oh yeah.
When he's just riding the cannonball, and then he slows all the cannonballs down and uses them as stepping stones. I was like, yeah, that was interesting. The fact that he can control his devil fruit and know he can control the time of how long he slows someone, and knows what he slowed down. That was interesting, and he knows how to use it. But he's just got so many ways he could use it better. Like, literally, carry some sea prism handcuffs with you, slow someone, and then put some sea prism handcuffs on someone while holding it with like a stick or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like a claws or something, and you win.
Yeah.
Said, you fight Zorro, you slow him down, and you steal his sword. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So many different ways. So many things that could have made him.
Apologies.
Such a
That's
character.
fine. And it's Tass, the island where do you know when Kizaru rides the cannonball? Yeah, Shibori, isn't it?
It's Sabadia, I believe.
Sabadia, yeah. That just reminds me. We were talking about that. Reminds me of Foxy when he's on it, where he just sat on the cannonball and he just rides it through, like just jumps all over them. But
yeah,
the easiest way to win anything is to have some form of sea prism handcuffs or something that you can use. Slow someone, put him on Luffy, wins.
Yeah.
You know?
If only we all had this thing that only the Marines or Wano have.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, let's be honest. All you have to do is slow the ship that they're on and just walk on board, take everything off the ship, pop a bullet wound in the actual bottom of the ship, and then let it sink because no one's going to react to it and fast enough to repair it. Like, he could easily get away and steal a lot of things. Yeah. And, like I said,
misuse of power, didn't do very well.
And when he fights, like if he's had a sword, fighting Zorro, pretends to do like a one sword style and then slows him and then just takes his swords off Zorro and then stands like behind him, like obviously cuts him or stabs him and then stands behind him and be like, ultimate flash technique or something.
He's then got to be able to be strong enough to break Zorro's grip.
Yeah.
True. But if Zorro's not, like, if they're just, like, stood looking at each other. And
yeah, but Zorro's still got the same grip strength.
Doesn't mean he can't just cut his hand.
Yeah, he could cut his hand off, But then why would he need to take his swords if he's going to cut his hands off?
I mean, he uses one in his mouth. He'll still somehow lose. You've got to fight everything.
Stab him in the neck.
True. But like I said, it depends on what he's fighting.
To every one of his fights, freeze him, stab him in the neck.
Yeah.
Unless they're a Logia.
Aside from a Logia, freeze him, stab him in the neck.
Yeah.
If they are Logia, freeze him, stab in the gut.
I mean, I'm literally just thinking to myself now, like in the final fight, Luffy and
Foxy.
Yeah, I blank for a second there.
This guy right here.
Like obviously, Luffy's holding on to the mirror to reverse the beam, and then gives him a flail straight to the face. It'd be lovely to actually see that like reanimated, like
high quality.
Obviously after like time skip, the animation does improve massively.
It's a thought as well, right? Just say somebody like Jozu.
Yeah, Diamond Dude. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Would that not reflect it?
Depends if he's formed it.
It reflects the mirror.
Yeah. If he's formed it, then yeah, it should do.
But
he sucks, man.
Ooh, actually, on that note, if he's a diamond that has all of those different particles that, like, it's not like a flat surface, he could literally just do it as a disco ball that Nora beam everyone. Have a slow party.
So once again, this actually brings the fact that Foxy could utilize his powers to actually get a really, really strong combo of him and Jozu, and then literally just goes slow beam. Boom. There we go.
because that would be a really good way to use his power. But like I said, his devil fruit. I think right though, when we look at his devil fruit at this time, is overpowered to hell. But
Yeah, it is.
But
So he shouldn't lose. That's what annoys me.
But if we saw him in the New Worlds, right, he would not stand a chance against anyone in the crew. Let's be honest.
He wouldn't be quick enough.
Mm-hmm.
No.
If he goes now, he hasn't got the level of speed that the crew have now. Is
Please order animators if you're going to do another Foxy episode, do it after Wano. Imagine that. Took down Kaido. No, that's not impressive. He took down Foxy.
Yeah.
with Luffy's foresight now as well.
Yeah.
That he's got, you can see in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine Foxy firing a beam and Luffy just going, "Oh, it's over there, look."
I mean, if he does it, he could literally fast react gear
I
second.
could imagine. You know what would be cool if he dodged around the beam, stood in front of it, and then pretended to be slow. And as Foxy walked over, thinking, he's frozen, Luffy goes, "Gotcha."
It's the same.
You know what?
The same as on G8 when he's following that marine. Just swimming around him.
But yeah, I'll tell you what would be brilliant though, if he did that.
In the sea and stayed there.
If Luffy went gear second though, when he's in the middle of a fight with Foxy and he's been slowed, and then he just catches up to his normal speed because he's going gear second, that would be interesting. Where he'd be like sat there like, "Oh, he's been hit by Norinora. I've finally got him. He's now very slow. It's not fake." And then all of a sudden he just pops gear second and just goes, "Psych, boomf, goma." He goes, "Goma, no, normal bazooka." It's just like normal bazooka. Just because he's in gear second, it would be brilliant.
Terrible joke.
Right, that's enough of the that terrible.
One of my most memorable moments, though, I've said it before, is Sanji and Zoro fighting each other while they're fighting. It's supposed to be fighting his crew.
The highlight of that entire arc, Zoro and Sanji in the football game with the hat on their head.
Yeah. And they've got the giant fish man, and they don't fight originally. And then the other part was my favourite is when they actually lose, and Chopper goes to the crew, and he goes, "Burn me, feed me, all this." He said, "Do whatever you want, I won't squeal." Because of Zoro's speech about being like a man and all this, and he's like, well,
Right, I don't want to go, I only came to see to be the Straw Hats. And then Zoro's like, boom, man up. You're like, we're going to get you back, and just man up. And then he does that speech on the chair, and he's just like,
exactly. And the better one of all of that, and my favourite one of all of that at the very end, when they finally win, they get everyone but one person. And he takes everyone but Foxy and says, "Right, you're all part of my crew. You're all fired." And disbands the entire crew and leaves Foxy by himself.
Didn't he leave Porsche and Hamburg as well?
I think he did, yeah. But he left the three of them. No, we don't want you.
Everybody, and redesigned his flag with that shitty little new fox.
Yeah. And I'm sure there was another arc. I'm sure there's another arc where Foxy tries and reclaims his crew, but then he gets beaten by his old crew.
Yeah, and then Luffy and that help him get his crew back, and then it's bullshit again, and then they see him again after they've got Frankie and Brooke.
And then that's a story for another day and another episode, because
we're not doing it again.
You're not doing it again.
This obviously there is also the good point of the arc, which is at the end where they meet
Aokiji,
yeah.
Kazan.
And he's just literally laid there having a nice little nap, and everyone's just like, "Who's this guy?"
Just riding his bike over the sea.
Yeah. And then obviously Robin's the only one that actually recognizes him, and it's just like, oh my god, like what have we done? And then slowly but surely it's just like he starts showing his power, and the freezes Robin. And then they run back to the ship with Robin, and Luffy's like, "Right, you guys back to the ship now. I will take this guy on.
I will fight him.
I will fight him." And loses spectacularly.
Oh yeah, no.
Hey, Pro, how are you doing? But yeah, it is like you said, just a really. I think, like you said, we joke about it all the time, saying it's a really amazing arc and all of this, but let's be honest. He was probably the worst person in this arc, and probably is the worst person. I'm tempted to, looking at the tier list right now, as you guys can see, I'm tempted to just move Alvida to Marine just purely because it deserves to be Foxy alone down there.
I'll second that. Yeah, I'll second that.
But yeah, generally though,
a new lower one.
we can't now that we've made the tier list.
Oh, son of a.
So it's if I could.
I will second that. If everyone's in agreement, we will bring.
Yeah, no, yeah, like fuck Foxy.
Exactly.
The frump.
Absolutely. So we're getting rid of. We're dropping him. We're dropping. So we're putting Alvida up to Marine now because we finally got to the lovely Foxy in Civilian. I mean, to be fair.
Villain in all of One Piece.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure a lot of civilians would actually be able to beat him, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Completely and utterly just smash him.
Because they have a brain.
Oh, dear.
I mean,
Oh man, that picture pisses me off.
you still got to come in. Back to that.
Yeah.
You've still got to come back in. And you've still got to, burn it. We're still waiting for that video task.
Oh yeah, I know.
Don't worry, you can have the picture of the burn.
It'll have to be on tomorrow. Now it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
As I said,
it is.
We've got plenty of time for that.
Plenty of time for that as well. But yeah, in general,
Burn his face.
I mean, look at the smug grin he's getting. He's like, "You can't burn me. You can't burn me.
You can't do nothing to me.
You can't burn us." But yeah,
I can.
there is. But yeah, you can. So what I might find out is the voice actor for Foxy, and see if we can get like a signed autograph of a picture of Foxy for Tass's birthday now.
God.
Framed it and everything. Tass would actually, I generally think Tass would kill us.
Hey, yeah, I think we'd end up getting shit.
Just the face. You could just look at the face he's giving us right now. He's like, oh, he's sat there like, I'm not impressed. I know where you live. So, guys, if you don't see us in the future in the podcast piece, you'd know where I've been.
You know why? Yeah.
I'll be in the water in with this guy drowning. I guess
Shimada is the Japanese voice actor.
in Shinada. But yeah,
Shimada.
Bin Shimada.
And a guy called Jonathan Brooks is the English dub for Foxy.
Oh, Brooksy.
Even worse.
Ironically, it's Jonathan Brooks, and we've got Brooke on the crew.
Yeah.
Who has the power of the Afro connections.
Yes.
God, don't even swear.
Oh god. I'm pretty sure, doesn't he, when they do the repeat episode, doesn't he give Foxy the Afro and goes, and now you've got the power of the Afro when you invite it again?
Yes, I think he does.
Oh god.
Oh, brilliant.
You know, I would really love to see like a third installment of Foxy where he tries and takes down Luffy in the New World, and then he brings out the Afro and says, "Don't worry, I have this, my secret weapon." Puts on the Afro, and then Luffy just goes, "Okay, giant gear fourth, Kong punch."
No.
Yeah.
Just hacky him out and like the both. Like
Just Conqueror's hacky, make him get to his knees and be like, "What the fuck?"
You know what I'd love? I would love it if he used the Nora beam and Luffy just let it hit him, and then while he was frozen, used his hacky then.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like as a flex, that would be a flex.
That would be a flex.
Or he just goes into gear second and it
That's
just negates it.
Exactly. Normal punch.
I don't want to see him again.
It would be one of those things that I would be generally interested in seeing now. Now that we're in the New World, as a joke more than anything else. I mean, it would just be more. I would actually love it if Oda actually went, "You know what? We're going to do it," because he does like to do the troll.
If it was just as a joke spoof, like a couple of panels, that's it. Good night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if it's like 3, 4, 5 chapters, I'm not interested.
Or just a one-off episode or 2 episodes where he just does it.
Like a really dramatic episode, and then he just does a cameo shot. He's like, "Hi guys, remember me?" And everyone's just like, "Ah!"
I tell you what would be really funny as well. I'll let all our hands
That's
up.
how I would react.
You know what would be really even more funny is if he took over Buggy's crew by winning them in that fight, and then he's just Buggy's crew's then fighting. Imagine that.
Oh my
Oh, man.
god! Like
I think it'd be better if he was on Buggy's crew because he lost that fight.
Yeah. Like, I just...
He just keeps on winning his Davy fights, and he comes back with like every single character up until
Kaido. Imagine him just coming up and having Kaido and Big Mom on the same crew. Like, imagine that would just be like Kaido, Big Mom, Shanks while we're at it, Blackbeard. But like he turns out to be on the island with the One Piece. He stood in front of Luffy, be like, so you're gonna now fight me to get to the One Piece, take on my crew. And there's just all of them there like, what are you doing? And then he just goes, what are you doing here? Well, we lost to Davy Jones. And then Luffy just turns around and goes, you know you could just leave the crew, right? And everyone just has that pondered realization, just walks off and just takes their own ship and leaves him. That would...
Foxy's just there in his depressed form.
Yeah.
Just a simple point of you could just quit the crew, right? You don't have to be in the crew if you don't want to. I mean, Usopp left my crew. But yeah.
No, even better. Foxy is the One Piece.
No.
He's just there on the island. It's like, you found me.
They open the treasure chest of the One Piece, and it's just that picture in there. And then One Piece that was season 2 is that like the final season of season 2 is hunting down Foxy to get the treasure.
And that's why Roger was laughing.
And Joy Boy the go like says, I was 20 years too early. This guy.
Very close to spoiler territory here.
Yeah, let's stop that.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Exactly.
This is why Wapol takes over countries.
This is why Wapol takes over countries. God, imagine Wapol and him together as a team.
No.
Tag team.
No. Don't want that image.
I mean, if we're gonna go, you know what we should really do one day is like go through and just do like a random generated 2 fights. Put every single person in One Piece into a list. Have 2 people pop up and say who's going to win who.
Do you know what we could do? I've got Burning Blood.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry?
If we could get them all as stream avatars and then have them actually fight.
On the bottom of the screen, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have the main crew.
Burning Blood for PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I could, like... I don't know, not every character's on that, there's not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is a lot, but a lot of them are like... You've only got so many battle characters, and then you've got so many support characters. And the support characters will be like things like, oh, you'll start with a full special gauge, or you'll take less damage, or block will increase your special gauge.
I think
things like that.
To be honest with you, I think that should be something we put out on Twitter. So anyone who's on Twitter, again, podcast piece, pop in there, put in a challenge for us after we'd finish this series of doing the tier list up until, all this. We'll put out some posts saying who would be a good fight, who would be a bad fight. Pop it in the chat now, tell us, guys. Give us a shout, what you think. And then just leave it at that. Get the Twitter polls back, and then I'll just load up and we'll be like, so, first fight. We have entry number 1, entry number 2. And then just us just debating who would win. Having chats to have the poll as well. And do it as like a tournament bracket. So then, like, let's say we have like Wapol and
so
Foxy.
We get to pick 32 or 64 characters or 128.
Depends how many people we get. Depends how many matchups we get.
Yeah. So we could do it on here or on YouTube if people are watching there.
Too bad there isn't a Smash Bros version of One Piece, because you could just put them in and have the NPCs play it.
The closest thing we've got is Battle Stage PON, isn't that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that one. There's one that's got characters from Naruto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know which one you mean.
All shonen characters, but there's not a lot. There's like a couple out of the
Naruto's,
Naruto, Sanji, and Chopper.
Yeah,
and that'll be your lot from One Piece.
And then you have like Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, and I think Itachi's in it. But I've seen the game, I've played the game, but in my eyes, it would be interesting to have on if you could actually make an NPC versus NPC battle, and we're just sat there commentating over like Foxy versus Wapple, over all these different characters.
Get him right in the mouth.
I was going to say that won't work. It'll just be Taz screaming, punch him, kill him, stab him in the neck.
I've never wanted Wapple to eat somebody so much.
It's just Wapple's like he'd be like in Apple's mouth, and it'd be slowly closing. He'd just be like, "Excuse me."
Oh God!
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, if Wapple ate somebody with a devil fruit, would he not die?
Yes. Depends. Ooh. This is why Wapple takes over countries. These questions confuse people enough to why we could. I think no.
Your two faces both like this.
I would go with no because he, like you said, he doesn't have to use the material. He could just get rid of it. You know what I mean? It's the same as like, what's he called? The castle guy. What's he called? Fortress fruit. Beige. He could have devil fruits inside him. That's not going to kill him.
Yeah, but the difference is he isn't eating it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's still absorbing them and using them.
He's not. He's shrinking them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And putting them inside his castle.
That's fair.
Because, yeah, actually, I'm going to touch on that later on. We'll touch on that again when we get to Whole Cake Island.
Imagine a little mini Foxy in beige, not a beams.
That'd be a good use.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
mini beige.
Mm-hmm.
Normal beige, mini Foxy, mini Jozu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 That's what I imagine the noise would be like.
It'd be interesting.
I don't know what that finger's for.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah. We are coming up to the hour mark as well on this podcast, so we're happy we're leaving him as the only person so far in civilian. We might get more.
Yeah.
Looking at.
Yeah, and he can happily stay there for all the time.
No, right. Do you know what as well? It's annoying because I don't even like his face.
I'll take him down off the wall for you, Tass, alright?
He could have been much better, but why that? Actually, I prefer that to yours.
That's actually perfectly lined up.
Yeah. Not with that t-shirt on, mate. That's just depressing me.
Hey guys, I'm part of the crew now.
Oh, mate.
No way. But yeah, generally though.
No, again, like I said, I can't remember who said it last week. Somebody said it was just misplaced.
It was Silver, I think, because he was saying like it's not overall a bad arc. It's just badly timed. It's like half the jokes that people come up with and think it's a good idea, and then they're really like very badly timed. Tass. I know you do it all the time. You've done badly timed jokes. I've seen you do badly timed jokes. I've done badly timed jokes.
All the time. I get in trouble, don't I?
And you just...
At least it's out the way now, and it does lead up to a very, very interesting arc.
Yeah. Hopefully.
To talk about.
Hopefully. I think we're going to split Impel Marine.
We're going to have to.
We're going to have to because there's just so much happening.
Yeah.
And like I said, we've got to talk about. Like I said, I think it's going to be. I can easily talk about one fight particular we're going to see next episode for a good half an hour. And again, there's another fight that happens. It just shows the difference in power. There's so much that happens.
And the greatest recruitment of a crew member ever.
Yeah, that's in Ennis Lobby though, so that's the episode after, technically. And then we get to see, and more of Luffy's family the episode after. Come on, let's be honest. Yeah. Who doesn't remember the falling asleep while fighting scene? But yeah,
but that will all be for another time.
Next week.
That'll all be next week. I have had a little look. I found someone who's actually playing One Piece, so I'll tell you what we're going to go do. We'll go give them a quick rate and give them a few extra viewers over there, because like I said, they're actually playing World Secret. I don't know if that's actually a new game.
World Seekers. I've got World Seeker. It's open world.
Mm-hmm.
It's based around. It's a new area altogether, and a new baddie that they bring into it.
Mm-hmm.
And he has got this robotic armor around him that's made from Karaseki.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got these like special mineral that they mine on the island where they are that it's volatile and can explode.
Right. Okay.
And you meet everybody's in it. Law's in it. Rob Lucci, Kizaru, Akenu, Aoki, G, Smoker.
Nice.
So yeah,
It's a
we'll
fun
go
game.
give this guy a rate. And we'll thank you very much for everyone who's popped in and chatted. Everyone who's watched this on YouTube.
Thank you for listening to our absolute usual drivel.
Again, we're over on YouTube at Podcast Piece, Twitter, Podcast Piece as well. Give us a shout, come and say hi. You know, if you've got any good ideas, you're interested in any specific fight scenes, you're interested in anything that you want us to talk about in the future, go ahead and give us a shout. Like I said, more information we get, more ideas, what you guys like to see, would be appreciated. And hopefully, like I said, in about a couple of weeks' time, we'll have this tier list done and we'll have a new little system going on from there, because I've got a few things that I do want to talk about, and we've got a few things we do want to go about anyway.
It's a lot to talk about, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I don't think we're ever going to run out of topic, to be fair.
Oh
No,
no. The good thing about this is this keeps us like set in, like once the arcs are done, then it's like, yeah, we can do this, we can talk about this, and then once the arcs are done,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then looking in the future, coming back to the tier list, and then getting the revised list set up with, one or any other arcs after that.
Yeah, and plus then we can start touching on theories. We've got ideas, just general stuff we want to talk about.
I mean,
Things that you forget.
I generally do want to talk about what you were talking about, Tass, about Dragon. I'm going to leave it there because that Dragon idea is really good, and it does have a lot of solid evidence, shall we say, behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But despite that, thank you everyone, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Just
Drives.
bye bye now.
Thank you for tuning in.
Tell you I was
Will
gonna
he
say
reach his next goal? Find out on the next stream of Goku 726.